What if I told you some lottery winners dreamt it before it happened? I know because I am one of them. This actually happened to me back in 1999 before I won the Powerball. 3 months before I won, I had a dream so vivid that it convinced me that the win was already mine. And from that day forward, I started playing consistently, and then it happened in real life. As wild as it sounds, I've met plenty of other lottery winners who also dreamt it first. And today you'll hear their stories in their own words. Now, in the dream I had before I won the lottery, I didn't see the numbers, but I did experience a reality that I had already won. I mean, it was just so real feeling. And for me, that dream changed everything. It totally shifted my mindset. I started playing more consistently, and I actually believed that it was going to happen. I've shared the whole story in another video, and I will link to that below. And one thing that a lot of people don't know is that before I even had the dream about winning the lottery, at one point I had a psychic reading, and a psychic told me that I was going to come into money. And I had no idea what to make of it at the time, but now in retrospect, it makes me wonder, was that psychic onto something? And was the dream itself tapping into my own intuition? I find this type of thing completely fascinating, which is why I'm excited that Psychic Source is sponsoring this video. I actually had a psychic reading myself recently, and I was blown away. Here is part of what she said.
You decide what you want. You're the magnet. Understand that. Whatever you spend your time thinking about will be creating itself in your life. If you're thinking about prosperity, if you're thinking about sharing, if you're thinking about the bigger picture versus fear.
With Psychic Source, you can have readings by phone, video, or text. And if you're not satisfied, your last paid reading is free. Right now, you can try up to 40 minutes for just $19.80. Just go to trypsychicsource.com/dreambig or click the link in the description. Now, this is an affiliate link, which means that this channel will receive a small commission at no extra cost to you, and it goes to help support this channel. But whether you call it intuition, psychic ability, or something else, dreams often play a powerful role in people's lives. And I'm not the only one. Far from it. Let's hear from other winners who dreamt it before it happened. Take Yentl from California. She dreamt the exact numbers that would later win her thousands on the Daily Four.
And I won the Daily Four, and that happened from a dream. July 24th of 2020, I had a dream that my daughter's best friend mother wanted to let me just take over her home. And she said, you don't have to worry about anything else. Just maintain my mortgage of $4,200. And I wasn't really into gambling. I didn't know anything about it. My sister was like, Yentl, you have to buy Daily Four. And I said, okay. So I bought it for 2 weeks in advance. I stopped for like about a week. I'm like, I haven't even won. Like, forget this mess. Then she was like, Yentl, you got to be consistent. And I said, okay. So I started buying it consistently about mid-August, and I didn't stop until October 6th. It played exactly that same way, 4200, and I ended up winning about $6,000 to $7,000 because I bought it in two different ways. So it was super exciting.
And for Tony, it wasn't just a dream. He actually heard a voice telling him that he was going to win.
I remember 2 months before I won, I had a dream. I was sleeping. I had a dream that night, 2 months before. And in the dream, I had a voice tell me, play the lottery, you're going to win. In the dream, it didn't give me any numbers. It just told me, play the lottery, you're going to win. I woke up from that dream. I started doing a lot of research about the lottery. I was like, okay, I have to start playing the lottery.
And Bryan told me before he won the lottery, he had dreams so real, he woke up feeling like it had already happened.
I've had dreams, I couldn't tell you exactly how many, but I've had dreams where I've literally like very vividly wake up and I'm like, no way, like this didn't happen. In my mind, I kind of always thought about like how I would find out that I won, because I don't ever check my tickets at the store or anything. I check them right on my phone. And I've just always thought that it's going to be like sometime in the morning, I'd wake up having coffee and scan them, and lo and behold, that's what happened.
And then I spoke with Kelle Grace Gaddis, who had a dream so vivid about so many details, such as the time on the clock on the wall, the name of the cashier, and the name of the game, Lucky for Life. And it all played out exactly the same way.
I had a very clear dream of the Quality Food Center, the QFC, which was a block away. I saw the woman behind the counter. She had her name, Eileen, on her. I dreamed every piece of it. And behind her, there was a clock that said 2 p.m. And in the dream, I could see the back of my head, and I was stepping up at 2 p.m. and purchasing a lottery ticket. I went at that time, and there was Eileen right behind the counter, wearing her name tag. The time said 2. I decided to purchase the Lucky for Life, which was the same ticket I purchased in the dream, even though I had never heard of it before. I never played the lottery, so I had never heard of any of the games, but I had dreamt the words Lucky for Life in the dream, so that's the one I picked and won.
And then there's Thomas. He told me his dreams were so realistic he couldn't ignore them. And later he hit both 50,000 and $1 million.
I've dreamt about winning the lottery so many times, and it was so realistic, and I'd wake up and I'd be in a happy mood, then I'd be kind of pissed off, excuse me if I can say that, but I'd be, oh my God, the dream was so realistic. It happened more than once.
Before you won the $1 million.
Yes, even before, years before. So it was before I hit the 50,000, but I have these dreams. Before I won the $1 million, I'm going to tell you, there was a source of energy that was in the air.
And when I interviewed John Falcon, who won a $45 million jackpot from New York, he mentioned that he had a dream about his grandmother telling him, urging him to check his numbers.
For a few weeks before winning, I would have these dreams about my grandmother, who has passed on. And my grandmother was telling me, check up on the lottery numbers, because I had come up with these lottery numbers, which were an amalgamation of addresses where I used to live. And for 2.5 years, I was playing the same numbers. But what happens is, as things become a habit, you forget to check. You buy the ticket, but then you forget to check. And so my grandmother was coming into my dreams and saying, idiot, check the numbers, or check it. She kept on saying this to me. And the Saturday when I won, I had no idea that I had won until Monday. And Monday, I was at work. I used to work for this textbook company, and it was in a big, giant office building. And I don't know if you've ever worked in an office building, but I'm sure some of your listeners do or have, and you know that when you get to the elevator, that it can be quite a wait. So I had put in my elevator time, but my grandmother's voice kept saying to me to go check the lottery. I was just hallucinating, and this is without drugs. My grandmother was telling me, go check the stupid, go check the.
And when I interviewed Daniel Howard, he mentioned a dream that gave him the same feeling that I had. He felt as if it had already happened within the dream. And not too long after that, he won £1 million.
I actually had a dream that I was going to win. I had a dream it was probably about 3 years before I won. I remember this so vividly, Tim. I remember this like it was yesterday. I had a dream that I was walking into a post office, and I had the lottery ticket, and I handed it over, and the guy scanned it, and he said, congratulations. He said, you've won £1 million. He said, here's your check. And I remember him handing me a check in the dream for £1 million. It felt so real. It was one of those dreams. I don't know if you've ever had one of those dreams where it doesn't feel like a dream, where you actually think it's real until you wake up. So I had the check in my hand in the dream, and I was so happy. I thought, oh, I've done it. And then I woke up.
So what do you think about these lottery winners who dreamt about it first? Dreams. Some say they're just the mind sorting through memories. Others believe they're messages from something greater. Intuition, ancestors, the quantum field, even God. Whatever the explanation, these winners all share something extraordinary. They dreamed it first, and then they lived it. Reminds us that possibility is always bigger than probability, because at the end of the day, anything and everything is possible. And sometimes a dream is more than just a dream. If you play the lottery, though, of course, never spend more than you can afford to lose. And of course, always play responsibly. But have you ever dreamt of something before it came true? I'd love to hear your story in the comments below this video. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash the like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon as well to be notified when more videos just like this one or podcast interviews with other lottery winners are released on this channel. I'm also currently finishing a book about my own experience of winning the lottery and how it changed my life. But within that, I go very much in depth into this dream and other experiences I've had that are similar to the lottery dream. If you'd like updates on that or to be the first to know when it's released, I will put a link to a free mailing list to join if you want to be notified when that is coming out. Let me know what you think of the stories in this video, and if you have any dream stories, share those below. I love checking out your comments. Remember, destiny favors the dreamers. Always play responsibly if you play the lottery, but thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support.
It's pick the right three numbers between 0 and 9. We've done it several times, but we won twice. The consciousness, we found out, is so powerful. It's like it can see potential futures. Some people have dreams where they see the actual numbers and they go and buy a ticket with those numbers and they win. And in that case, is it clairvoyance? Are they just seeing the future, or is it telepathy? What if, when some people have won the lottery and they've picked the right numbers, they're receiving that information from their future self, who's the winner?